Chile and Argentina are currently the dominant players in the Latin America wine market, but their neighbor Brazil is also hoping to get into that business as well. Much of Brazil's wine is produced in the country called the Valley of the Vineyards, just outside the southern city of Porto Alegre. Stephen Gibbs has more.
Italian migrants first came to Brazil's Bento Gonçalves Valley 140 years ago. They soon set about recreating much of the old country they'd left behind, and that included making wine. Reminders of those early days are everywhere. This is the oldest underground wine cellar in all of Brazil. For much of the last century, wine production in communities like this has been of a relatively small quantity and largely for local consumption. But now the descendants of the original settlers are trying to change that. The Mulo vineyard is one example. Giuseppe Mulo planted the first vines here at the end of the 19th century. His great-granddaughter believes now the moment is right to sell Brazilian wine back to Europe and beyond.
People have some curiosity about everything that comes from Brazil. So we believe we have a big challenge, but also a big opportunity. You know, we have to find a niche of market with open-minded consumers.
The company says that thanks in part to the World Cup and a vogue in all things Brazilian, export sales are up 100% in the first 6 months of this year. But it is Brazil's still largely untapped domestic market which is arguably the bigger prize. A culture of drinking wine is not widespread here, and one reason is price. At least 50% of the cost of a bottle of Brazilian wine sold in Brazil is tax. Board member Antonio Mulo says that is not fair.
From the government's point of view, wine is treated in the same way as perfumes, something to be consumed only by the ultra-elite.
The first settlers here believed that life without good wine was impossible. Now their descendants hope to spread that message further afield. Stephen Gibbs, CCTV, in the Valley of the Vineyards, Brazil.